Thank you for joining us today. My name is James Meyer. I'm the Director of Business Solutions and Technology at Maynard Casterison, and we are a CPA firm based in Lansing, Michigan. We also have a technology practice, and as part of our technology practice, we sell and support a couple of financial accounting software solutions, Microsoft Dynamics GP and Intact. So let's talk about what is cloud computing. And here's a definition that I got from an individual called Bernard Marr. He's a best-selling author. What he says here, that cloud computing is two things. One, it's the ability to store information outside your computer or your network or your smartphone, and so that your data is safe. It also is the ability to perform computer tasks using software and applications that are not installed on your local devices. So it's being able to run that software through the internet as a service. There's two ways, though, to get to the cloud. One way is where those applications are hosted. And what we mean there is they're really your applications. It's not much different than if you were running these applications in-house on your own computer. Instead, you're running them on a computer that's somewhere else, in a data center that's off-site. But the key premise of hosted is you own the applications or the licenses, and then you're just having somebody host them for you. And you may even own the computers for that matter, but you're renting a data center, and so that you don't have to worry about the backups or the power or any of that. You let the data center handle that. So that's a hosted environment. Now, the other way to run stuff through the cloud or to get to the cloud is through what we call SAS applications. And that's SAS stands for Software as a Service. And this is where the software vendor actually provides the software, and the only way you can access it is through the internet, and you pay either a monthly or an annual subscription for it. This is where cloud computing really comes into its own. And the reason why is when you look at a hosted environment, even though you have somebody else handling your IT for you and your applications are hosted somewhere else instead of on your own computers, you still have the case where at those hosting centers, those data centers, the applications are what they call single tenant. So everybody, if I'm a company or a nonprofit organization and I have my stuff hosted, it is sitting in a data center, but I actually have my own environment in that data center where they've dedicated a server or a virtual server to me. So you have your own environment. So the difference in that between that and a SAS app is in a SAS application, a true SAS application, are what they call multi-tenant. And in a multi-tenant environment, everybody is sharing the same platform, the same software, and everybody's sharing the same database. It's partitioned so that everybody is still secure and unique. But the advantage here over a single tenant environment is now, since everybody's on the same version of the software, the same platform, the software vendor only needs to worry about maintaining that one platform. They don't have multiple versions of the software that they need to maintain and support. And this is a big advantage for the software vendors. It allows them to innovate a little bit faster. It also allows them to provide better support, which then the end user benefits from. It also allows for economies of scale. Because if you look at the single tenant environment, I still have a bunch of computers sitting out there in this data center. Whereas in a multi-tenant, it's all shared, so I can get economies of scale on that equipment, and then you also can get actually better performance on it. There are definitely some advantages to SAS. Here's some examples of SAS applications, true SAS applications. One of them is Intact. Intact is a true SAS application. You can only subscribe to it through the internet on a subscription basis. And this is a little chart that was put together by Forrester Research. And I think it does a nice job of kind of summarizing what the key benefits are of cloud computing. Faster adoption, lower cost of ownership, and then the other beauty, of course, of accessing applications to the cloud is that whole ability to access it from anywhere, anytime, any place. So those are the benefits. Now, obviously, you've also got some cons or concerns related to cloud computing. This is a survey that was done by Forrester Foresights. The number one concern of most companies are concerned about their data, putting their data in the cloud. And they're saying, well, is my data safe in the cloud? and your data is probably actually safer in the cloud. It gets back to this whole idea of economies of scale. Okay. That being said, you still need to do your due diligence. You want to make sure that they have a good application backup program and that they will get you back up and running in a particular time frame. You want to make sure that they've got good local backups and they've got a disaster recovery center, the SSE 16 certification, and that they're constantly monitoring all their applications for performance and responsiveness, and as well as the fact that they're managing 24/7. And traditionally, the on-premise applications where you buy the license and you run it on your server. And again, when you do that, you pay the upfront fees. You have an annual maintenance fee, you typically of at least 18%. You're responsible for all of the IT costs and the risk related to that. Those applications tend to have 18 to 24-month release cycles. So your updates and your new features come out about every 18 to 24 months. And then you're responsible for loading those upgrades. Okay, so that's an on-premise. Then you go into a hosted environment where you have those applications hosted. Well, you're still responsible for the licenses. You're still responsible for the annual fee. You still have 18 to 24-month release cycles. You're still responsible for the upgrades. So moving to a hosted environment is nice because you get rid of that IT issues, but you still have all these other factors related to your software. You go to a SaaS environment though, and now this is where you really get a difference here, because you've got those maintenance fees are all included in the cost. It's a very predictable cost. The IT, again, is the vendor's problem, but what's really nice is you get faster innovation. Because everybody's on the same version of the software, they can roll out changes so much faster, like Intact, where you have that faster innovation, and you get those updates. And the vendor handles all the upgrades. You don't have to worry about them. They just get taken care of. So big difference in how the licensing works when you go from SaaS hosted to SaaS. The advantages here, you get out of the no value added IT business. You can deploy quicker if you're moving to a new financial app. You can access it anywhere, anytime. You've got great controls and compliance and security, and you've got more visibility because everybody can see what's going on. And let's talk about what does that mean, that visibility. So what it means is I can see the information out there. In a typical cloud app where I can access information from anywhere, anytime, any place, particularly a SaaS app, and usually there's a lot of really nice tools to help you basically take that information and put it into a dashboard so I can see my key metrics or my key performance indicators, KPIs, and I can provide that and make it available not just to my key employees who are in the accounting system, but to other people in the organization that need access to that. It shows you an example of the kind of information that you can see in a dashboard through something like Intact and how beautiful it is. So I got here in the middle, I've got my financial statements, and I'm looking at them different ways. I mean, one of these is looking at it by entity because I've got multiple entities. One of it's looking at it by different funds, etc. This actually happens to be for a nonprofit. Maybe I'm going to look at it by department. I'm going to look at it by division. I'm going to look at it by territory, whatever. You can drill down into these. So any of these reports here that I'm looking at, I can expand upon those and drill down into them if I want you to see the detail behind them. And then in addition to that, I can see graphs. I can see other key information that's out here. I can link to other applications. So you can set up these dashboards to pull all the key info that you want, that you need access to. And then I can access this from any device. So I have access to this information on a secured basis, can pull it up anytime I need it, and be able to see it in whatever form factor I'm looking at. That's huge. So when you talk about that ROI, you can talk about hard dollar ROI, but you also have the ROI of, man, what does it mean for me if I can have this information available on a real-time basis anytime I need, anytime, any place, anywhere. You know, that's the whole idea behind SaaS. I hope that was informational. If you have any questions, please feel free to email or call me. I'd be happy to talk to you. Thanks, everybody, and have a good day.